Hi, boys and girls. Today we're going to talk about introductions in our writing. When you did your opinion writings, you had introductions. When you did informational writing, you had introductions. So this should not be new information. This should be a big refresher for what you've already done and worked so hard on so far this year. Before I go over what's on the page here, I have 3 books. And in these 3 books, I'm going to read you the first paragraph or so about how this story is introduced. And I just want you to listen. So my first book here is called Dancing Home by Alma Flor Ada. And I want you to listen to how this author introduces this book and starts this narrative. Margie felt nervous having to wait outside the principal's office. She kept her eyes fixed on the huge map that covered the entire wall. Mrs. Donaldson seemed to be a pleasant woman, but Margie had never had to address the principal all by herself. So as I'm reading that, I want to know what's going to happen to Margie. Is she in trouble? Did she do something wrong? What's happening? So this is going to hook me in. My next book is Malala, the story of standing up for girls' rights. This is her personal narrative. And let's see how Malala starts her book. I am Malala Yousafzai, a girl like any other, although I do have my special talents. I can crack the knuckles of my fingers and my toes whenever I want. I can beat someone twice my age at arm wrestling. I like cupcakes, but not candy. And I don't think dark chocolate should be called chocolate at all. So here's another one, Malala. She's starting by just telling you about herself. So I want to know more, and I kind of agree with some of her things, and I want to get to know her. My last one is Lou. So if you remember the book Ghost, this is one of the stories that follows up with Ghost. And Jason Reynolds, this author, starts this book a little bit differently. I'm going to read it to you first, and then I will show you what it looks like on the page. If I can get to the page. So, 1. My name, Lightning. I am the man, the guy, the kid, the one, the only, the Lou. Lucky Lou, or as I call myself, Looky Lou. Or as my mom calls me, Lou the Lightning Bolt. Because lightning so special it don't ever happen the same way or same place twice. That's what she says, and I like my nickname. But I don't believe that. So if you look, this author is starting it kind of like in a poem. And then it just talks about who this person is. So we want to get to know. So on this page here, if you look, so when we have our introductions, we want to hook in your reader. Some good ways to hook in your reader, you can ask a question. Have you ever gone to the swimming pool? Just like maybe Lou said, have you ever ran as fast as me? That could be where you start it. Then there's something called an onomatopoeia. That is, it's a word that it pronounces how it sounds. So splash, like when you splash the water. Or zoom, 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 zoom. That's an onomatopoeia because the word is making a sound. Splash, I dove into the pool feet first. You can start with dialogue. Yesterday's writing lesson was on dialogue. So, I want to go swimming, he yelled. You can start with the setting of the story. The crisp blue water of the pool sparkled. You can start with a fact. Children need practice to learn how to swim. Or something funny, a belly flop is one way to do it. Those are 6 ways you can start it. You can also go to any book you have in your house. Just open up that first page and see, what did this author do to start this book? Why am I so interested? So your instructions are you're going to go back to the different writings we've done so far in the last few weeks. We've done something where we did showing, not telling our emotions. We've talked about zooming in and finding one moment in time. And we've learned how to use dialogue in our stories. So those are 3 different stories that you've already written. I want you to go back to those 3 stories. So if you open up Google Classroom, you should find all 3. And I want you to look how you started those 3 stories. What's another way based on this page here or from one of these books that you can change your story to make it just even more interesting? Remember, as writers, once we write it one time, it doesn't mean we're done. Whenever I do writing, I go back constantly and I'm editing and redoing and rewriting just to make sure I'm happy with it. And you know what? Once I think I'm done, I might go and change it again. So play around with introductions, see what you can do differently to help improve your story. And for each of your 3 you have here, the show don't tell, the zooming in, and the dialogue, I want you to try and do a different technique for each. Remember, if you have any questions, please send me or Miss Farmer an email and we will gladly help you with your writing. I can't wait to read your writings and see what fun introductions you are going to write about.